multimedia presentation, which just sounds old to say it, but something using like media, or like animation or recording people or whatever, to teach other people a math skill that we have learned so far this year. So I'm going to try to do that twice this year. I'm going to try to do one right before winter break, and we'll try to do one right as the year wraps up, and you guys can obviously do more if you want. But I just thought that video was sweet, and I needed to show it to you guys. So here's what we're doing today, and why you need a paper out with that header. And if you missed it, you can go back and get it again. But working with your team. Now, your team could just be you if you decide, I'm having a bad day and I don't want to work with anyone. Your team could just be the two people at your table if you're like, yeah, we've been working together for a while, we work together well. Or your team could be as many people as you want to group up. Your team could turn into the whole class for all I care. However,
we can be a big happy family again.
Shut up. We're not doing a big happy family.
Well, start today.
We are not.
So when I'm in.
However, as the group grows, this weird piece of group dynamic happens where it seems like there's like a certain threshold that's like the most efficient group, and then when you go past that, your efficiency goes down as your group got too big, and now we're off topic. Because you have a thing we need to complete, and that's it. If we get that done, you can mess around in Desmos. We can watch more of that movie. Careful, you should. By the way, if you're using a Sharpie, try to make sure you're not just a single layer of paper. Sharpies bleed through paper. So if you're using a Sharpie, please make sure you have like multiple layers of paper. So, here's the problem. You all have to agree. You all have to agree about all 4 representations for the 4 situations I'm going to show you. You're allowed to put all of the graphs on a single set of axes if you want. Set of axes. However, I will tell you at least one of them probably wouldn't work great on the same set of axes. So you could just make different axes for all of them. And if a piece is given to you, obviously you can just copy that onto your paper. So here's what I mean. Here are our 4 situations. Charlie, you with me? Because it sure doesn't look like it. For each situation, you will need a pattern, a table, a graph, and a rule. Now, if no piece of the pattern is given to you, you can make the pattern look like whatever you want. Like in that one problem from class, it sort of looked like a transformer getting taller and taller and taller. Because we had to add the top square because my copies were messed up. And if you don't remember this, it's okay, but it happened, I promise you. If it only gives you the graph, obviously you need to figure out the pattern, the table, and the rule. If it gives you the table and the pattern, you need to create a graph and a rule. Right? The rule is like the function, the equation. The rule is like the mx plus b thing. Any questions on what we're doing? You and your team, however big you make your team, and you can move around, but you need all 4 representations for all 4 of these.
Guys, let's be a family.
No.
Hey, last thing I'm going to say, then I'm going to try to like just drink coffee. Crap, I had it and I lost it.
Sorry, sir.
This is one of those things that I don't think I need to collect and I don't think I need to check, but man, would it be useful on the mastery that's happening Monday. Rewind. The mastery that's happening Monday. Rewind and edit. The mastery we might start Friday. These sort of things might be really beneficial to have, like, done well in your notes, or at least have thought through and talked through very well. So another thing I'm probably not collecting, but please don't make me think I have to collect it, because if none of us are doing what we're supposed to, then I'm just going to say, okay, I'm collecting this, now you have to do it. Questions?
So should I write this all up on paper?
That's up to you. If I was doing this, I would probably section my graph paper off of table, rule, pattern, whatever, and then A, B, C, D, right? I would probably kind of grid my paper. But I'm trying to train you guys to take notes however you want to take notes. Other questions before I just release the hounds? What was that a reference to? Well, probably lots of things, but in my brain, The Simpsons. When Smithers, release the hounds. Okay, go. Do your thing.
No.
Okay,
We're
so
not being a
should we try to
family.
group up with anyone else? What?
Yeah, bad.
Should we try and group up with anyone? No.
That sounds like math right there. Did I say you could?
I could have listened to the Wiggles on CD.
I gave directions. That was included in the directions given.
Bopping to the Wiggles on CD. Oh, I listened to one of those songs. Like song.
You can come up if you need to see things closer. You can highlight things up there if you want. Just warn me, because it like kind of hijacks my computer.
Let's do C. We have the table. Paddle. So the paddle.
Yeah, because I'm working over on the other screen. There's another screen over here.
Oh, we can't.
What? I didn't do that on purpose. It's Will's fault.
Yeah, Will. Come on.
Will's giving me a hard time. But I do need to make sure that you guys can see where that hits. Yeah, you're good. Back there by the fridge, just with the chairs being stacked up, it's a little weird. But you need a better solution for the extra
Numbers.
You need a lot of things. Charlie, is this that one? Is this that binder? Okay, thanks, man. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Also, my barber had to reschedule a haircut, so I need a haircut now.
I see you like took off like the sand. Oh, it is 5.
Mario Kart so bad. I would do it myself. I'd cut off my legs myself.
Okay, but you also use your own.
And then would you still do that?
Figure 8.
That would be rough.
Okay, but
Figure
I'm
8.
upping it. Would you still go? Or just a living head? Would you still go?
Alright, so what progress are we making over here?
Figured out what the rule is. It's just -2 each time. Well, we don't know like the rule.
For
We
just-
know
for
how
A or what?
C.
For C, okay, so we started with C first. So I'm guessing. Wait, how did you guys figure that out?
Because figure 8 is there's 2 in
Now Charlie's table doesn't go all the way down to figure 8. So Charlie, will you be able to remember that? If you're taking the test independent of Simon?
because since figure 8 is 2 and figure 3 is 12 and there's 5 in between them, and then there's also there's 5 in between these and 10 in between these.
So that makes it a consistent pattern.
Yeah, you can divide it by you can divide 10 by 5 to 2, and then that just means
Superb. I see. Good work. So keep it up. All right. Don't let us, once we get over one hurdle, don't let us get distracted.
okay. So
No, I'm gonna say I'm concerned. All right. I figured that you went to the bathroom. We got some catching up to do.
okay, grab.
Let's go to the restroom, right? So going to the restroom during this time often. Now I'm not saying this one. But if given a choice, like I go to the bathroom and I don't know what I'm doing, so if I go to the bathroom, I at least feel better about not knowing what I'm doing. As opposed to staying here is more uncomfortable to get because like, you don't quite know what we're doing. If ever, you can say, you go to lunch in 15 minutes, I'll hold it until we go to lunch. Try to do that because you keep missing math class, right? You keep missing math class, and it's only going to keep you from improving. So,
But average, it's only average. So you need to have no sense of. But what if there's no music and you never do it?
so what we're doing is we're connecting
Okay,
the fact
instead
that
of smell,
in
you
every
keep your feel.
systemic
But your
pattern
mind
situation,
can't smell.
there is like a rule that we can create. And that rule
When it goes to the
will
zero,
have like a
it
visual,
comes with the
like the tiles that we see up there. And it could also be written as the rule down at the bottom right, which is a rule, and it's a little hard to see from back here, especially if you're using glasses. You can graph it on a line that shows what's going on. You can also make a team to represent what is happening. So, Ella, if I could ask you something specific, better than can you run through the numbers
You go to the
with
club
Ella
and
and
that's
explain
never.
how we figure out
If
the
that's
other
not
two
being able
pieces?
to walk for the rest of
Because the pattern is showing to us.
that's simple.
The graph is showing to us, and the graph is showing us, okay, we're going up, so something must be increasing. Can you talk to A?
That's what
And see how we're feeling then? And we gotta get stuff on our paper for it to make any more sense, right? So I would start by just copying those things down, without talking, like just copying those things down, then talking. Okay?
This is what the graph would look like. It's kind of just a downward thing.
Alright, so 4. One would equal 4. One would equal 4.
Y equals 4 plus 4x.
What's 4 minus 9? I think that's 9 anyway. 0 equals -5. Okay, right now we can make our rule. So y equals
Well, I guess it is because that is the original figure.
no minus 5.
Yeah, you're right.
Sir! What in the world? What are you, a magician of some
Why
sort?
don't we just start with the okay, so
I'm just prepping because I realize I did not leave enough space. Calm down, you're good.
so 2.
Alright, got it.
Sorry,
this is 0. We gotta figure out what that is. It doesn't look like it's gonna be 0. Can you tell what we start at? How many times? Figure 0. So if we trace this back. How many tiles are there? 9. You wrote 12, but I think you mean 13. So I think that's 13, 10, 7, 4. I think we said it. That's why we have to count, like, we compare both, right? That's why we have both of those. So hang on, we're gonna go over A together real quick. So real quick to make sure we all agree, let's talk about A, and then I will put C and D back up there. But Laurel, tell me one thing you guys figured out.
We found that the rule is y equals 1x plus 4.
Y equals 1x plus 4. So if it was 1, do I have to write 1? Okay. Anyone want to provide some constructive criticism? Constructive criticism, Will?
Maybe the x should be with the 4.
What do you mean?
It should be 4x, not x plus 4.
That means you have to multiply it.
So I don't know that it's 4x. I had this written on the last slide, but who counted these and figured out there were 13 tiles? So in figure 3, this would have been 13, right? Figure 3 would have been 13. What is this little triangle over here? Like, what the heck is this guy doing? It's called a something triangle, and not right triangle. I mean, it is, but we don't care about that right now. Vivian? It's our slope triangle, also known as our growth triangle, which is showing that the y keeps going up by how much? 3. Hey, Evelyn and Ella, I want to make sure that we're with me too. The y keeps going up by 3 as the x goes up by 1. Guys, also, if I make a table, if we make a table here and we do x, y, and y is our number of tiles, when x is 3, go a little bigger here. When x was 3, how many tiles did we have? 13. When x is 2, that's kind of hard to see, but wait. This 3 tells me what I need to do. I need to go down by 3. So if I go from 13 down by 3, 10, down by 3, 7, down by 3, 4, but, so 4 is good. I'll underline this saying we're good here. This 4 is good because that's where we started. That's our initial value. But what is our growth plus 3?
So it'd be x plus.
So our growth, we actually need to come back over here and write our growth is actually a growth of 3. So our rule for A should be 3x plus 4 because 4 is the initial value. 3 is how much we grow by. Questions on that one? All right. If you have B done, sweet. If you don't, move on to B. Hey, look, another one of those slope triangles. I wonder if that's a hint. Another one of them slope triangles. So, let me grab the other notes that we had last week. The notes that we had last week that we don't have, we like one. That's why I had 7. Combine. x is 0, y-intercept. We can also now call it the initial value. It's got a lot of synonyms for this stuff. So if we don't have those notes, and I can use that here like that. That's what I had on the start slide about pull out previous notes that might help you. This is the form we're trying to get for the rule, right? So that's what we're working towards.
Divided by 4.
So for B, I sort of feel like I need to take a volunteer. B's kind of tough. Gus, you want to start us off?
Wait, can you like scroll up to the graph again? Wait, okay. Let's say, I started off with finding that like for 3 unit tiles when you add like, what if you add 3 figures up, you get 27 tiles.
So an increase in 3 figures gave us an increase of how many tiles? 27. What'd you do with that knowledge?
I divided 27 by 3 to get how much we get each.
Oh, if we went 27 in 3 steps, what is each step? 27 divided by 3, which is 9. So let's check that. If each step is 9, what should this be? 40. What should this be? And what should this be? Hey, hey. So then what can we do, Gus?
Then we can minus 9.
Now we can minus 9s. Tricky, tricky, careful. What do you get? Just anybody. 22 minus 9. 13. Oh yeah, the 10s goes down and the 1s goes up.
No, it's 4.
Well, yeah, but sorry, the 10s goes down, the 1s goes up. Right, wait, crap.
Negative.
Ooh, negative. Uh-oh, negative. Can I start at a negative?
Yeah.
No one said I couldn't. All right, what'd you do from there, Gus?
Then I figured out the rule.
Why is this so important?
Yeah, that's the like when you start at negative 9.
That is our initial value, also known as, our B, our y-intercept, right? So when we go to get the rule, you already have everything you need for the rule. Gus, what, like,
You need to like take the figure number and I'll call the figure number x, and then you need to times it by times it by 9. Right?
so remember what we wrote down in our notes that I need to steal back. I can always Xerox these for you if you need to. Guys, when you are sick, you are welcome to ask teachers if they can like make you copies of done stuff. This should be in your notes. M is our slope, our growth, our yada yada yada. Our B, y when x is 0, the y-intercept. You could also add here, because these notes are like continuous notes, another thing that we can call this is our initial value. Initial value. I put those quotes in the wrong place. So that's another thing we can call it. But the other piece that we had, that 9 that we were going up by, that's our growth. So this is going to be y equals 9x plus, what was the initial value? Negative 5. You are so smart.
Yeah, no, we're not so smart. Gus is so smart.
For those of you that want to know if you made it through like C and D and whatnot, the rules. I know, I figured we wouldn't actually have enough time. The rules. So we got our 9x minus 5, or 9x plus negative 5. In C, negative 2x plus 18. Guys, if you extend this table, now I'm just going to try to debrief all this real quick. They tell you figure 8. So if we extend this table down and get to 8, and 8 only has 2 tiles, we know we're losing tiles. Our growth is negative. Right? And then here, God, we can see that the growth is negative. We can see that the slope is going down. Yeah, we are out of time, so you guys should probably head on out. Have a wonderful day. Charlie, you missed like the meat of the lesson. You were out when we reviewed everything, so remember, it's recorded, or copy it from assignment if you want, or chat and get the little catch-up.